My name is Mark McNeil from the Hamilton Spectator. We're at the City of Hamilton Museum storage facility, and it's on Burlington Street in Hamilton. And I'm with Richard Barlas. He's the curator here. Tell me, Richard, how many items are there in this building?
Yeah, well, we have about 8,000 items actually in this building, and they range from the gambit from large chairs to small pieces of pottery. We have things from 7 of the city's 8 museums in this facility, and a few other things besides that.
So these they're stored largely in here, I guess. What happens when you push this button?
Well, when you push this button, the hallway will open up, and we'll get to see what's on that particular shelf.
Let's see, we have some baby carriages and other interesting items. We have some pillars here.
That's right.
And down here at the end, Richard, what are these here?
Those are from the City of Hamilton Cenotaph from Gore Park, and those are little pillars that went around the outside of the cenotaph. They've been replaced with with newer examples, so the originals are here.
So how is it decided that an item should end up here?
Well, any item that ends up here is part of one of the collections that the city oversees. So those tend to be the museum collections, so Dundurn, Fieldcoat, Whitehern, various things like that. And I mean, if it's not on display for various reasons, then it's here in off-site storage.
So Richard, would it be okay if I maybe sat in this chair for a little while?
Actually, we tried to keep our hands off the stuff in this building as much as possible because it helps extend its lifespan.
Is there something particularly significant about this chair?
This particular chair is out of Old City Hall, and the mayor would have sat on it for several decades.
I see, like back in the late 19th century? Or?
We think the chairs date from the 1870s or 1880s, so from that time period up to when the current City Hall was initially built.
And we have a whole bunch of other chairs here, which I guess would have been probably for councilors or aldermen.
This would have been for the councilors or the aldermen of the day, yes.
And I gather too that you're doing quite a major project. You've been at it for the last 10 years to actually digitize this collection. That at some about 3/4 of the way down, is that right?
Yeah, we're about 3/4 of the way through. We have about 45,000 objects digitized so far.
And eventually, maybe a couple years from now, you'll be able to sit at your computer and check through the items and see little pictures of it.
I certainly hope so. That's definitely in the plan, so stay tuned.